Okay, good day. Let's begin editing your essays. Now, from the beginning, there's a small issue. The question requires you to focus on reading. Okay? So, instead of talking about academic achievement here, you should instead talk about reading. So, for instance, the decision of whether to focus on the development of a child's reading skills or to let him pursue, there should be an activity that he truly desires is a difficult choice, etc. Okay, so that's just a small issue that I've looked at. Right, that's good. Video games and sports. Okay, here say can be academically beneficial. Okay, you don't need simply, you can just say this is because. Okay, you can delete on. Okay, this is actually a very nice sentence, and the comma placage over here was perfect. Now just begin this sentence by saying, for example, okay, excellent. Compared to their counterparts, that's fantastic. Okay, and this is really nice. Therefore, although most parents would prefer their child, or you can just say their children, to focus on books, the benefits of video games should not be ignored. Okay, so that's actually very good. It's a bit long, so if we look at, let's see what the word count is. Oh, 269. Okay, so you just made it. Okay. Okay, now, I mean, this is all very nice and interesting, but I do think you can sometimes say things more directly. So, for instance, you could just say, secondly, because of the competitive nature of sport, many skills can be acquired from sporting activities which cannot be derived from reading. Okay, and then here you can say this is because competitiveness pushes children to practice sports more and gain better cognitive and physical skills. Okay, now here I would talk about how I'd say it like this. According to a recent survey conducted by the Australian Sports Association, 70% of professional athletes who listed competitiveness as their main source of motivation had, and then I talk about the skills that they had, because I think it's important that your study mentions that there is a relationship between competitiveness, sport, and skills. Because you do want to talk about the skills that come from activities. Okay? Okay, excellent. Your conclusion is grammatically fantastic. It's clear, it's good. Just remember, you need your future tense sentence over here as the sentence guide recommends. Right, let's move to your next essay. Okay. Over here you can just say, has ruined family interactions in households. Okay, good. You clearly stating your position. Maybe say, has brought family members closer than ever before. Okay, you don't need the Okay, and you can say using examples from the internet and mobile phones. Good. Okay, this should be the development of the internet. Here you can just say that has never existed. Okay, good. Okay, remember this should begin with this is because. Okay, very good. You can simplify this. You could just say this is because forms of this is because emails have enabled family members separated by great distances to communicate cheaply and speedily. Okay. Now remember, you should mention where the study comes from. So, for example, according to a study from Oxford University, and then you provide the information. And remember, it's always good to give some statistics. So you could talk about 80% of families are heavily dependent on Gmail and Facebook for communication. Okay? Maybe you'd want to say 80% of family members who are separated and live in different cities. Okay? So those are some options. Okay, here I'd just be a bit more direct and say, therefore, it's clearly the case that modern forms of technology have increased family communication. Right, now, this should instead be a this is because, and you explain, you give a reason for why phones have become affordable. Okay? Now, this is great because here you're giving some statistical data. 8 out of 10 people agree that mobile phones have significantly improved their communication with, you can just say family members. Right, great. Okay, again, this sentence should be a therefore sentence, and so therefore, once again, we can see that new forms of technology are improving family communication significantly. Right, and remember here you need a future tense sentence. So actually, overall, I think your essays are really good, especially given that you've just started and that these are your first essays that you've sent in. So I expect to see huge improvements by the end of the course, and I hope you found some of the feedback I gave helpful and useful, and I very much look forward to seeing more of your work. But please remember to send in your corrections before you submit new essays. Thank you very much.